Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Hey family, on Sunday, October 13th, I am celebrating 29 years in promotion and production at the new Black Wall Street Mall with tribute to Dick Gregory. That's right, celebrating 29 years, so text that number to get more information. Remember, Baba Astrological and Ra Akhu will be closing out the evening with a salute by Dr. B. Sirius, Brother Rich, Red Pill and Blue Pill, Lorenzo Sanford, Sister Golda X, Sister Tassili Ma'at, and so much more. Make sure you go to linktree/King Simon the Numerator or scan the QR code.
October 13th, 2024, I'll be in Stonecrest, Georgia at New Black Wall Street for King Simon's 29th anniversary celebration, memorializing Dick Gregory. I'll be doing readings, there'll be food, speakers, and vendors. If you want to see me in person, come on out. Any information you're going to need to be below. On October 13th, 2024, I'll be in Stonecrest, Georgia.
King Simon, I love him. He's family, and he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually. That's right. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't. Yeah,
this show is called, it was really based on numerovation. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny.
Yes.
By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
My name is Ra Akhu. I'm here to introduce you to the indications of your birth chart and why knowing it is crucial to your destiny. Astrology ain't no joke. It's the science of the knowledge itself. We use it to tap into our power, our potential, and to find our proper orientation. Do full natal chart analysis, predictive astrology, astrocartography, synastry, relationship readings. And if you're interested in mastering this, I teach a class.
No, they say every single thing was right on time. Dang, how is he? This is math. How is he on time like this?
From the moment I saw Ra Akhu's demonstration of celestial sciences, the way he broke things down, the way he conveyed celestial cosmic law and made it digestible is unmatched, and it's a form of astrology. It's a practice and a demonstration of astrology I've never seen before. So anybody who works with Ra Akhu in any capacity will be strengthened and will be enlightened, will be empowered.
Oh, that man Ra Akhu just doesn't miss. Guys, like brethren, you want to save yourself some time with these women, yeah, get you a reading with Ra. And say, yeah, you got here and here, and she's got here and here. She won't be here for long, and she wasn't.
I'm expanding my services to make myself more accessible to everyone. There's a lot of people who reach out, they're not able to meet my prices. So I'm adjusting my service platform to accommodate the masses. Why wait? Call for a sample, visit my website, or book now. My name is
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at linktree/King Simon the Numero Veda. Remember, you could book your session.
King Simon.
It's Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at linktree/King Simon the Numero Veda. Remember, you could book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numero Veda. Here. What the hell just happened? It just froze. What's that? All right, family. What's up? 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 What's up to the family? How y'all feeling? Of course, you know your brother is in the building. Give me a round of applause. Let me give all of y'all a round of applause. Oh man, we got a special show for you coming up in the next 4 motherflipping minutes. Yeah, we got a special show for you. If you could hear me, put the name and put your number in the chat. Let me put your number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me live and direct, put the number 1 in the chat. Man, we're gonna get it in today. Woo! We're gonna get it in today. Put the number 1 in the chat. We got a special shoe for you. All right, I see numbers coming in. Woo-wee! We are broadcasting on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We broadcasting on all of them today. All right, we're going to be doing it today. Matter of fact, let me get my slappers out here because some of y'all need a smack. We're going to be smacking people today with some information. You know what we're doing? Your brother King Simon is in the building. I want young people, old people, all types of people to come in because the person that we're about to bring in is going to be powerhouse today. So I want y'all to just stay focused and get ready because he's going to be coming up in 3 minutes. How's everybody feeling? We're going to be talking about the phases of the moon today. We're going to be talking about the phases of the moon. I can't wait to tell you the truth. I can't wait. Now, I always tell people I'm not an astrologer. But the man I'm about to bring, I'm a numerovator, baby. This is what we do. I do this. This is a numerovational universe here. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? But the brother that I'm about to bring on is fire, family. And I'm telling you, he's going to be coming up in the next 8 minutes. So let me tell y'all what y'all need to do. Let me give y'all some rules. So some of y'all don't understand the rules. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with 5 or more people in the house. At least 5 or more people, because remember, sharing is caring. And remember, I'm not part of any conscious community. I'm part of the conscientious community, because conscientious means doing what is right, doing what is good, doing it thoroughly too. Conscientious conscious community. I ain't a part of no regular conscious, because a cockroach could be conscious, just like spiders and rats and everybody else. I'm part of the conscientious community. That's what I'm about. This conscientious. So I understand what and Dr. Phil Valentine loved that I say that nowadays. He loves that I say that. I'm not about, go study what the word conscientious means and then put conscious to it and then put community. So look here, family. I've had a great day. I hope you had a great day. I hope y'all feeling. You see, I got the sun, moon, and stars. We dealing with the universe today. You see what I got on here? We're doing what we got to do. So we got a special guest that's going to come up, man, and have a good time in 1 more minute. And do remember, family, every Wednesday, me and this beautiful sister, Carrie Ann Ingram from out of Toronto, Canada, we be doing our thing. And we got Dr. Shakira Moore coming up on the 25th. That's coming up. And don't forget, if you want to learn how to make candles, make sure you call or text this sister right here at 470-954-2713. And do remember, please swipe this QR code or go to my link tree if you want to come on out and salute Dr. Dick Gregory or Baba Dick Gregory. And Astrological is closing out that whole day after Dr. B. Serious, after Brother Rich, after Red Pill and Blue Pill, after Lorenzo Sanford. Lorenzo Sanford is the drummer for the Fela Kuti play, and he's going to come and do a musical rendition for the tribute to Dick Gregory. And we have High Heels from the Nation of Islam that's going to show the connection between the nation and Dick Gregory back in the day. Don't forget, then I'll be doing my New York leg. My New York leg is going to be at Nicholas, Brooklyn on the 27th with Amira, Hassan, and Tamika. And next year, don't forget, next year is going to be my 30th anniversary. So look out for that. And don't forget, on November the 9th, we're going to be saluting the one, the only Snookus man himself, GM Lumumba Hernandez. From the Snookus room, man, the Snookus man himself, November 9th. And that's going to be Professor Hakeem, a good friend of mine since the Ansar Law community today. All these beautiful female professors and masters is going to be there. We're going to salute the ladies as they get down and show you how to get down in the business. And also, I got to salute one of my paid sponsors, cardologist, numerologist, and the one, the only astrologer, Nina Dunham. This is Aquarius Maximus Moms. This is Aquarius Maximus Mothership. So make sure you text her to do some consultation. Make sure you text her right now. And big up to everybody that want to get part-time jobs and work position and full-time work or whatever. Make sure you text the word hire me to this number here, 770-861-9906. And to remember, if you got high car insurance, this sister can help you too. Alicia Kayer Ill is doing it. All you have to do is call that number right now. She got a lot of testimonies Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, 877-855-8111. And the rep number is FTT2E. And of course, I got to salute my Baba, Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure y'all hit him up and show him some love. And big up to my son, Prince Imagine. Make sure you go to his studio, Green Studio NYC. That's greenstudioNYC.com. And if you want cartomancy done, make sure you contact this sister right here, Amira, at 518-796-7638. You know, I don't mind spreading love to people. That's just how I am. I spread love. Spread love. We got to spread love. Spread love. All right. Without further ado, family, you know I got to read his bio. You know this is going to be fire. I got to read his bio. Look here. This man, Ra Akhu, is the founder of Cozmophyzix. And Cozmophyzix is an artistic science that utilizes various astrological methods. Cozmophyzix is also an art that eclectically applies tropical, sidereal, ethnic, Chaldean, Sabian, and extra styles and methodology. A major portion of our brand, and his brand, is mathematics, experiment, and experience. That's M.E.E. And they pride themselves on the ability to give the most accurate and simplistic delineation, profile, life matters, blueprinting, and trend counseling possible. Their patent 8th place method process for verifying the ascendant sets our schools and brand of this scientific art apart from others and every other. By adapting the philosophy of the illuminated master Bruce Lee, we have set our bottom line. And they say we excel at the basics. And the motto is Cozmophyzix is the JEET-KUNE of astrology. Without any further ado, we want to welcome right here on the platform the one, the only who in the building, my brother. Hey, you gotta come off mute, bro. Take you off mute. Take yourself off of mute. What's up, brother?
Don't clap for me. That applause is for you. That was the most astounding introduction I have ever received, man. It's hard to, I can't keep a straight face and play modest with such
I gotta show you love, baby. That's what I do.
I appreciate it.
Man, I'm excited to have you on, brother. And brother, there's so much going on in this world, and I know you got it from a Cozmophyzix methodology, man. And I love that ending that you got the JEET-KUNE of I got all of Bruce's books, so
yeah. Well, I did get that idea straight from Bruce Lee.
Yes.
But, you know, when I was a little kid, I was a little martial arts head.
Yeah, me too. That's what we all grow, so, man.
You know, I got trophies. I got serious about it into my teens. Right? But at any rate, what I liked was that he didn't limit himself
Yep.
to one school. And most of the people you encounter that calls themselves experts at anything specialize in one discipline, you know, and that's where they get their expertise. They base their whole science of being an expert from having that one thing down pat. Well, I couldn't see just one source of information.
Yes.
You know, too many people have too many contributions to make. You know, you want to be a real good artist. I also paint. All right. I'm a painter, a
Yes.
sculptor. Right. So you have to look at other artists' work. You can't just think that what you're doing is enough. You have to compare yourself to the world around you and what's going on in the world around you. Same thing astrologically, man. You know, I appreciated deeply what the Vedic astrologers were doing.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate what the Western astrologers were doing. Luckily, I had access to people who were efficient.
Yes.
To both styles that were efficient. So I couldn't develop a preference, one for the other,
That's right.
because both people I was dealing with were equally as accurate.
Now, before you go there, let's not. Hold on one second. I want to set this plane on the right, lane. Here we go. We're about to set this plane. First and foremost, brother, to my audience, because I don't think I ever asked you in my audience, where does Ra Akhu originate from, and where did you get that name Ra Akhu, and what does it mean?
Wow. Okay. Originate. I was born
yes, sir.
in Binghamton, New York.
Binghamton, New York.
October 30th.
Yes, sir.
October 30th, 1965.
Woo, man.
All right. At the age of 15, I wanted to go to art school.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I auditioned for art school in Washington, D.C. And I had relatives in D.C. who could help me to accommodate that, you know. So they accepted me and I moved to D.C. at the age of 15. Okay. I lived there until I was 40. Now I live in Atlanta.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow.
So they wrap it up for y'all on the geography, right?
Yes, sir.
On the demographic. But as far as the name Ra Akhu,
yes, sir.
It's a long story because Akhu was added to it last.
Okay.
All right. All right. I was in the nation of gods and earths.
Peace to the gods and earth. Peace to the gods and earth.
When I was a little boy, okay,
yes,
11, 12 years old. All right. Mm-hmm. And I was, I was also and how do you call this? Enamored. I was infatuated with the King Tut treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I started studying Egyptology and to what literature I had available to me. And, the Egyptian sun god Ra, I identified with it because I identified with being the sun, Mm-hmm. And later on, I got into Orthodox Islam, all right? And my mother chose a name for me. She chose Rashad, all right? So that's really my name, Rashad Akhu. Right? Later on, studying ancient Egypt and ancient Kemet and their deities, I came on, and the hieroglyphs, I came on to the term Akhu. Mm-hmm. And I took that name too. So Ra Akhu is my righteous attribute. That's my professional name, my brand. It's what I use. Sir. It's my legal name too.
That's right.
It's on all my court documents.
That's right. Let's get that a round of applause, my brother. Thank you very much. I don't know if anybody ever asked you that live, but I just wanted
Nobody ever has.
My spirit is saying, ask that question, but
it literally means the sun is brilliant.
Sun is brilliant. There you go. Now, hold on. I got a surprise for you, brother, and I got to bring the surprise up real quickly. And her name is Abundance Child in the building.
Who's the greatest? This right here is who made me right here. This who made me right here.
No,
she the one that put me
I did not make you.
The blog talk. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love him so much.
I should take credit for making me.
Stop.
Okay. This is my mother in the industry right here.
Right. That's right.
No,
That's
she
right.
groomed me. She told me, and I didn't take all her advice. I am now.
Yes.
So she can get in my ass now and say, yeah, you didn't want to do this back then when I told you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Before you even say it.
He know me. That's what I said. Why you put me out here? I can't say it.
No,
That's why.
She call me whenever she wants. So it ain't like that. It ain't like we ain't heard from each other in ages.
Right.
I called her and said,
yeah. Go on. We on the phone like, yo, what up with Polite? Yo, we on.
Y'all are funny.
I met you through her, didn't I?
That's right. You did.
Yeah.
You did.
On her show. So here it goes.
Exactly. Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah.
Well, abundance is here, man. And I know we spoke about it. I said, no, you want to surprise Ra Akhu? And she said, yo, of course. What are you talking about? I want to surprise Ra Akhu. And sure enough.
Hold on a second. You know it was 12 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Now watch this. That's a Jupiter return. Jupiter was in Gemini. Jupiter's in Gemini now.
Wow.
That's right.
So when I say full circle, that's that circle. Jupiter in Gemini talks about broadcasting through talking.
Okay. And that's where I'm going with it now. I'm like, what's next?
And people who don't know, I have the one, the only abundance child, the officiate, the one who started the Drop Squad Kitchen Ain't Nothing to F with, the one who started the Girl Society, the one who just was representing. And back in the day when I first met her at the National Black Theater, and I was like enamored with her. I was like, wait, I gotta meet this. And I went up and when she told her story in front of Roz Mariah Bay and Todd Sharik and everybody in that audience, she lit the place on fire. Big up to her. Hey, let's give a round of applause to the only abundance child again, man, because this sister has been bringing the fire for years.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any questions you want to give? Because I know you'll be here for it. Go ahead.
I love Roz so much that I called him one night. I was like, yo, I want to make a treaty with you. The first child of my lineage that is on astrology or any of that type time, he is going to be called Akhu. We're naming him after you. Woo. And I'm not playing with that because my daughter's born on the same birthday. In the reading that he gave her, to this day, everything has manifested. Everything this man ever tells me manifests. Everything he tells my sister Chanel, it manifests. Like, it's just, man, yeah. Man. I'm one of them students that didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in my home?
It ain't that she didn't make it. See, I ain't gonna let her get away with that.
Don't let her get away with it. That's right.
Her life became so preoccupied with other priorities, she had to put it on the back burner. Yeah. She never let go of the observation and the philosophy at all.
That's
okay, right. So just because she didn't stay for the whole curricula, don't mean that her heart wasn't in it, because she's still applying what she did keep.
Yeah, and I study meticulously. Every post, I'm on it. Every live, I'm watching it, even if I'm not on it at that time. And then I'm posting it in our family chats. I'm like, did y'all get that? And what you're doing right now, the way you are doing your brand, the way you're teaching is just, you did it. It's outstanding. Like, if people just watch or listen and study and take notes to every sign, and you're just like, okay, so if you're a Pisces and it's going to be this in this house, which means in your life it looks like this, that's it. Like, you killing it. I'm like, what is he doing? He's giving away. But it's just the Akashic in him is outstanding. It is nothing but fate that he called me up one day. Was like, what are you doing? Don't you ever put that name in your mouth, and I'm going to have to teach you, or don't use my name. I will never forget that. He called me like, I see you try it, but keep Cozmophyzix name out your mouth unless you want to study. And we started studying every day for an hour for a long time, man. And that is something that is priceless. I don't think any of his students.
I was reckless with shit back then.
Yeah.
Think I'm reckless now.
Ain't nobody got that but me.
Okay.
What? Say it again, Rob.
I was reckless as hell back then.
I be crying. You gonna do crying?
They think I'm reckless now. I was really reckless back then. But what it was is, I was in the beginning of my branding.
Right.
You dig? And everybody was grabbing onto it.
Yes.
Because it's a catchy phrase, and they thought I was just using it as another word for astrology. And I was dead ass trying to build my brand. Well, people would grab it and blog on it.
Yeah.
And leave me out. and leave me out. They would leave me out. She didn't.
I didn't, yeah.
But other people were all the time biting my style. I feel like the Rakim of this shit right here. Okay.
Sure, you get that.
Right.
I ain't no joke. I ain't no joke.
So when I met Abundance, she had taken some blog that I had done and reposted it, revamped it, or whatever. And I was like, I called her and was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing with my shit?" You know? And she's like, "Well, I'm trying."
Nice.
She was like, "I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to promote you." And I was like, "I don't have no problem with that, but you're gonna need to know what you're talking about." So that's when we started studying. You know, people get the astrology and my brand mixed up. This is astrology. It is a type of astrology, but it ain't nothing you gonna find in the book. Okay, I think that my brand is the key to every astrological method. All right, it's the skeleton key. It's the skeleton key to all of those astrological rooms in this mansion we call the Astrological Society. All right, because it starts off on a purely mathematical basis, so you understand how the mechanics of it works. I want to explain that with the phases of the moon, if we ever get to it. I'm gonna let you guide us to that door. But I'm ready. You ready?
I'm always ready. I just want to make sure Abundance had whatever she wants to let out. You know, this is one of my partners in Vibes from back in the day.
I try to hear from Abundance Child, the greatest.
Well, you ain't going nowhere.
Like attracts like.
Keep me going.
So I know who I am in this universe. I absolutely know what my destiny is, and I learned it first from Ra Akhu. Had I not been preoccupied and had the maturity that I have now, and the a level of control over my emotions that I have now, I probably would have never physically had to initiate to EFA, because when he progressed my chart, it is the exact same thing that fell in the Odu EFA for me, and I stand on it. And I rack my brain every day. My children know that I would love to bring something to the table that will be my claim to fame, that really explains the Orisha paradigm and the Cozmophyzix paradigm. Speak it like I could speak to people that way, so people don't have to deal with blood initiations and things like that. I will just be working with Ra Akhu and using the information that I have. And that's what I've been doing every day, putting it in Chat GPT. You know how we do. Yeah. But yeah, Ra Akhu is the GOAT. I'm saying it. I mean it. I know my words have power. And I just really don't think it's going to be like another 100 to 500 years before we find another like him. And nobody can tell me nothing. If there's anything astrology that I need to find out, I'm literally will put in Jupiter, Cozmophyzix in any chat. I'll put in Jupiter in abundance, or Jupiter in abundance. I'm so silly. Jupiter in Pisces at this many degrees.
You ain't silly. Jupiter means abundance. I know what you
right.
Exactly.
I know how that slipped out like that.
He's the one that made me change my name.
You can't think of the glyph without thinking about all that it means.
That's right.
I changed my name legally once he told me that astrologically my name is absolutely abundant child. He broke it down. I said, okay. And I use that all the time as part of the definition of my name. I was like, you understand the child, Horus, the sun. The sun is in Pisces. You understand Jupiter. Everything that's in Jupiter is exalted. So Pisces is exalted. You absolutely are abundant child.
Powerful. She has the sun, which is the planet for children, no matter who you are. Okay, it's the glyph. It's the planet that points to children and things in their childlike state.
Yeah.
And she has Jupiter in Pisces at home.
Yes,
which amplifies that shit.
Abundance.
So abundance child is literally in her birth chart because she has the sun right next to Jupiter. Abundance child.
Powerful. Okay? Powerful.
When she said. And I was showing her that because I said to her, you think you chose that name. I can show it to you in your birth chart the day you was born. Right.
Powerful. Let me get that a round of applause. You know, I got to keep on making these applause buttons pop off, you know.
Thanks, Simon, for allowing me this honor. This is just, I really don't have any other word, you know. Honors, NPL. You know, we do.
But
I really want the people to get this information. I actually remember part of this lesson, so I will be here taking notes. I got my husband in the house, my daughter's in the house. Like, we all here. Whenever Ra Akhu is available, we on it.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Coming out to support me, Mama.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Abundance. We'll talk later, okay? All right. Give you a round of applause. Let's give her a round of applause. I want to thank her for coming on. Abundance Child, man. Woo! Man, fire. Lord have mercy. I knew that was going to bring.
No, that was nice. That was a nice touch.
Yeah. And I want to remind everybody.
That's some typical Aquarian behavior, okay?
Yes, typical.
Okay. Aquarius is the sign of the unexpected, surprises, and out of nowhere, out of the bluisms, things of that nature. So y'all are the ones that like to startle people, like to do surprise parties, like to do the most different.
Yes.
I am the most different is the motto of Aquarius. Right.
I just wanted to make sure I show some love because, you know, and family, if you want to go to her Instagram, it's Drop Squad Kitchen on Instagram. That is her Instagram. She got some of the best, if the best food in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, man. And she's about to open up a new spot. Look out for that and get ready. And also go to her direct Abundance Child Instagram and go hit her up. And I think she got also abundancechild.com too. I think she runs that too. So we had to stop playing thing going back in the day. We did all of that. So big up to Abundance Child, man. I love her dearly, and that's what about NDL all day, never die in love, as we usually say to each other before we finish. Now, my brother, woo, family. This is all of his link. This is his links right here. This is his link. I want you to take care of the business. Take a snapshot, whatever. Remember, that's his number, 516-881-6992. Don't call him now. Remember, only between 1 and 7 o'clock during the week. All right, don't call him now. He got his Cash App over here. You got his Facebook. Also, we got all the links pinned on the top of this chat. Every link is pinned on the top of the chat. So all you have to do is just click directly on any of the links from Instagram to Facebook to Cash App to all of that and his website, Cozmophyzix 361. All right, my brother, let's get ready to get it in and have a good time. Now, my first question, especially about that phase of the moon. Now, from your perspective, how do these lunar cycles influence our emotional, spiritual growth, and what are the best practices to harness this energy, my brother?
Hit me with one question at a time. Okay, first let me say, how? That's a good question. It's a scientific basis, man. Every celestial body deflects and exude and gives off an electromagnetic charge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, electromagnetism is the reason why atoms congeal to make forms. Okay, so the moon, if you notice, influences the water on the surface of this earth. The behavior of several animals is overt. Influence can be observed. So we're 3/4 water. It's not a matter of belief. It has its influences on us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we need to start out with the basics, just going straight to the moon.
Okay.
Without giving people a foundation upon which to build an understanding of it is purely entertainment. It's not education.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. The moon takes its meaning from what it does in nature and from what it seems to affect periodically in the life of an individual. You have to first build an understanding of the zodiac itself, which meaning all 12 signs of the zodiac. And you to understand the phases of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because the zodiac is an artistic symbolic representation of life's natural flow from beginning to end. Okay, and then re-emergence. Okay, so this cycle is mimicked throughout the universe, just like you see that the basic structure of an organism has a nucleus and a electron, or it has a nucleus if it's a cell, and it has mitochondrial and other cell functions that operate off of the nucleus being at its core. That this model exists from the microscopic to the galactic, from the microcosmic to the macrocosmic. If you can understand that rule, that metaphysical rule, that as above, so below, and as it is microscopically, so it is gigantically, right? Colossally, then you understand geometrically that a circle that is 1 micron wide, okay, which is like as wide as an atom, right? It's still a circle. It's still 360 degrees, right? And if that circle is as gigantic as our universe, if as long as it's still a circle, it's still 360 degrees. So that what operates on a large scale is scaled down and not changed at all in any form or fashion, with the exception to dimension, with the exception to size. And I say this because this conceptualization is applied to the lunar cycle. And the phases of the moon are derived directly from its zodiacal correspondences on a geometric level. If that doesn't jump over your head.
Everything is mathematics, sir.
Yeah, okay. So let me break that down again in simpler terms.
Yes, sir.
You have the circle of the zodiac, starting with Aries, going to Taurus, Gemini, going all the way around, okay? For the sake of brevity, I don't have to name all 12 signs. You can Google that, all right? Now, each one of the signs represents a phase in life, okay? In a phase in the life process. Each sign of the zodiac is a symbol that points to that, okay? For example, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, right? And in the lunar cycle, the very first phase of the moon corresponds to the first 45 degrees of the zodiac. So Aries deals with penetration. It also deals with the head and face. So most babies are born face first, come into this world face first.
Right.
We recognize things head on at the beginning of it, from the recognition of its image, its face. You see? And we take things on its face.
So Ra, hold on one second. Now, because the body at that point is an Aries, so is that how you would say that all we go through all signs because every part of our body represents a zodiac sign?
That's the physical justification for it. Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Because no matter what sign you are,
right,
Aries is the ruler of your head.
Right. Okay. There it is. All
you
right.
see, and Gemini indicates your arms. No matter what your rising sign, no matter what your sun sign, no matter what your moon sign, Leo is the heart and the upper back. Virgo is the intestines. You understand? Cancer is the stomach and the eyeballs. So if you have Mars in Cancer, no matter what your birthday is, no matter what your sign is that you identify with, that martial energy that you exude, that you've been given by the universe to manifest on this human plane, comes through a Cancerian expression. And you have the physical mark of Mars on the chest or some martial affliction to the eyeballs at some point in your life to justify that. Okay? And you know that has nothing to do with the moon. So you want me to go back to the moon now?
Let's go back to the moon. I just want to throw that question in there.
Stay there, because I can always take it back to the moon. I know exactly where I left off. All right.
Anytime you're ready, brother. I've got you.
Oh, okay. So because every part of the body is indicated by a different fractal of the ecliptic, i.e., or otherwise known as a zodiac sign, you are all 12 signs of the zodiac. Okay? If you look at it from a psychosomatic, emotional, expressive type of scenario, just using the signs for emotional expression, you have every human emotion that I have. And thus you have every capacity, every ability to express every sign of the zodiac as the particular sign itself does. Okay, what I mean is a person born with the ascendant or the sun in that sign. For example, we say that, well, I'm not a Cancer. I'm a Leo. I'm not a Cancer. But you've cried before. The act of crying is a Cancer, is the sign of Cancer. No matter what your sign is, because these signs point to realities outside of the human nature, as well as realities bound in the human nature. And it is not limited to human description. It also describes fresh water, the moon, and the sign of Cancer. Both are indicative of fresh drinking water. Okay? So to answer your question, we are every sign because we do every sign.
Right.
Okay? And physically, as well as mentally, as well as spiritually. Like, somebody might say, I hate Aries. I can't stand Aries. I don't belong with them. Right?
Yeah.
But here you are acting like an Aries through the process of exhibiting irritation or frustration, hostility, animosity, or conflict. Whenever you are expressing these, you're putting the Aries suit on to do it. So, no matter what your sign is. Everybody loves sex, right? From the atomic level to the human hierarchy, even plants engage in sex. Okay, so sex is a Scorpio act. For those people that say I hate Scorpio, no, you don't. You had a bad experience, a bad human interaction with a person born under Scorpio, but I guarantee you love Scorpio. Okay? And everything love it. Whether it's animals, insects, microbes love to reproduce, man.
Okay? Scorpio.
And this is what Scorpio is. It's reproduction. Right. It is just as much being born as it is dying. Because it is life transference. Okay? So you have to have an understanding of each one of the signs of the zodiac before you can really understand the moon. Okay? And its phases. And I'm going to help y'all out with this visually.
Go ahead.
I don't think that my words are adequate enough, right?
Go ahead, my brother. Got you.
Let me see how much you got here. Right.
Got you. We there. Family, remember we got Ra Akhu in the building. Make sure you support him. Of course, all of his links is pinned to the top of the description, and it's also in the description, but it's also pinned at the top of the chat. From all of it, his Cash App, his Facebook, you can call that number. Don't call it now. Remember also his website. We got all of that going on. Go ahead, brother. Got you.
Can y'all see the circle well?
I can see it, but I hope they can see it.
If you can see it, they can see it.
They can see it. Right.
In the beginning, I said one circle is as good as another because they're all 360 degrees.
Right.
So if the circle of the phases of the moon takes an eightfold form, there are 8 phases of the moon, okay? Because they're dividing that circle, that cycle, into 8 parts. But all astrological cycles contain a zodiac within them. This is how we define cycles, period, using the sign scheme of the zodiac. So any circle is going to be a zodiacal circle. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm going to show y'all that better than I can tell you. Because without invisibility to envision it, okay, this 360-degree circle here represents the chart that the astrologers use. It also represents the course of the moon going around the earth, okay? Take note. The moon takes 27.321582 days to go around the planet Earth, 360 degrees, okay? That is not new moon to new moon or full moon to full moon. That is 360 degrees in the zodiac, okay? That's 27 days, 7 hours, and 42 minutes, maybe 43 minutes. Okay, I think it's 43 minutes. All right. But the cycle that we're discussing here for the phases of the moon is called the synodic cycle.
Okay.
Synodic, not synodic, not any other way to pronounce it. It's synodic. Or synodic. All right.
Okay.
All right. What it represents is the cycle from new moon to new moon or full moon to full moon, which means that we're not just measuring and paying attention to the motion of the moon here. The moon is a reflection of the sun. You understand it? And astrologically speaking, the sun is consciousness. And therefore, the sun represents that part of the subconscious that allows the spirit to communicate with the conscious acts and actual events that are going on here on this planet. Let me put it in simpler terms than that. If the consciousness is an entity, a being, then it sees the world through the lens of the moon, your mind, all right? But it's that part of your mind that does all of the perceiving, all of the reflecting, not necessarily the decision making. Okay? There's a part of you that just observes this world. That's all it does. If you understand the essence of your own being, right? That part of you is the sun. Well, that part of you sees the world through the lens of the moon, which we can say is the mind, not necessarily the thoughts itself, but the mind collectively itself, the entire mind, we would say is the moon here, all right? So the moon is going to carry with it that electromagnetic flux from whatever angle it is to your location on this planet. And thus its influence and phase is derived from that. Using the surface of this earth, the sun, and the moon itself in its triangulated form to create the phase that we're looking at. But going through the zodiac, let me take you back to this. Because the cycle of the moon and the meaning of the phases are derived directly from the zodiac itself. All right? The first sign is Aries. The second is Taurus. Then we have Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay? This represents the unfoldment, the peaking, and the degrading of any living thing. Be it a plant, a human being. Okay? So when we look at the, don't forget, pardon me, don't let me forget. The synodic cycle.
Synodic cycle.
Is 29.55 days. Okay? It's not 28 days. It's 29.55 days. Okay? And you use in the phases come from the synodic cycle. Okay? They are derived from the synodic cycle, not the sidereal measure of the moon, nor is it derived from anything other than the moon's angle to the sun. This is what creates its phases. This, I believe, is what the zodiac signs themselves are derived from. Because the ancient astrologers watched the moon move through these mansions and saw the different qualities that each planetary body that moved through these mansions had in common with the locale that it went through. And they tabulated these things. This is the reason why the zodiac keeps its symbolism even in the cycle of the moon. Okay? The beginning of every cycle now is going to theoretically point to the sign of Aries. So we look at the new moon, the syzygy new moon, the dark moon that you can't see because it's at the same degree as the sun. It's in conjunction with the sun. That is the first stage. That is the new moon. Okay? is when the sun and the moon are in conjunction and they are at the same longitude. This is the beginning of the lunar cycle. This is what we call the new moon. This is the time where you penetrate the earth, penetrate Aries, where you cut the surface of the earth, Aries, and then because it operates as there are 8 phases, right? Because there are 8 phases, we divide that zodiac into 8 sections. And the phases of the moon concur with each section. That would give each section 45 degrees. So each phase of the moon lasts for 45 degrees. From the new moon till the 45-degree point, which corresponds to, does not necessarily have to be in, but corresponds to in meaning, to 15 degrees of Taurus. So the act of planting is penetrating the earth, priming the soil, and planting the seed into the earth. And this is what Aries and the first half of Taurus represent. So the first phase of the moon, the new moon, which takes its form throughout this motion from the beginning of the cycle to the first 15 degrees of its cycle, is symbolic to the beginnings and the initiations of cycles. In the farming, the agricultural symbolism, this phase of the moon is the seedling. It's when the plant first sprouts forth and is weak as hell. Okay? The infant plant. In terms of human destiny, this is read as the stage of infancy. Okay? So the first phase of the moon corresponds to the sign of Aries and the first 15 degrees of Taurus, which agriculturally represents the piercing, the splitting of the earth, the insertion of the seed, and the watering of the plant. Okay? And then it sprouts forth like the next day or 2 days later when you get those little leaflings and they're all curled up. Okay? The second phase of the moon brings us to the first quarter. Okay? The first quarter is symbolic to the sign of Cancer. It's also symbolic to the summer solstice. So this is the stage. This stage here is where you're nurturing your plant, or you are priming your plan. You're in the second stage of manifesting your plan, of executing your plan. First, you get the theater, right? Then you get all the materials you need for the props and the actors, right? Then you start to practice the play. You see? So you see how each phase of the moon represents a different step in the process, a different phase in the process that you're seeking to execute.
Right.
Okay. This applies to illnesses too, but I'll come back to that and show you how they use it to diagnose illnesses, the length of illnesses, and all that stuff. Okay?
Now, before you move on, Rod, because this is very intricate, and I guess that's what makes a lot of people afraid of dealing with astrology, because it can get real intricate, and some people would rather just dismiss it real quick and all that, because people do that a lot. But from your perspective, these phases of the moons, how do they interact with birth charts, and what insight can be gained through these interactions? Because I see there's an interaction that you're talking about with all that you're doing on the board.
Well, basically what I'm trying to demonstrate in a nutshell, without being too long out and drawn out, right? Is that the meetings of the moon phases come from the places it stops in its process in the zodiac. Okay. I wanted to demonstrate that. If I've demonstrated it enough, very well. Because you can join my class if you want to understand it thoroughly.
There it is.
You can get in my class. All right. I have a course where I'm teaching astrology, where we get to the bitter root of it, so that when you look at the moon, you understand it perfectly. Okay.
That's right.
But people are born under certain moon phases.
Okay.
Okay, and since the moon points to specific aspects of our nature, the human, nurturing, interactive, merciful, tender, sympathetic, emotional side or relating side of us. This is what the moon points to. Okay, so where the moon falls from your sun, from where the sun is in your chart, determines the personality traits and the human tendencies that go with it. Okay, people born in the first phase of the moon, emotionally and psychoanalytically, are usually very initiated when it comes to the process of taking care of other people. You see, they'll take the initiative to be of help. Right? People born in the second phase of the moon are usually more mentally analytical and emotionally mental. They're more mental in their emotional expression. Okay. Whereas people born from the third phase out are more creative in their emotional expression. So the phases of the moon will show your temperamentality and where your sentiments are. Okay. On an overall collective, survivalist, instinctual level, because this is what the moon points to. The moon doesn't point to our intellectualisms, but if the moon is in an intellectual sector in the first phase, right, moving into the second phase, the first and second phase of the moon are going to be the most intellectual, expressive forms of it. When the moon gets to its third phase, then it starts to become more social, more familiar, more expressive, more extroverted in its expression. You see what I'm saying? Because it starts to move towards a trine from the sun, which corresponds to the sign of Leo, which is play, fun, loving, childishness, your inner child. Okay, not childishness as an immature, but in touch with your youthfulness and having that youthful expression. You're going to find this with people who have the moon in that phase. That's from crescent to gibbous. And from gibbous to quarter, you're going to find people that are more mothering, more nurturing, more of the homely type, people that appreciate being at home, people that develop skills that you see regarding the home, cooking, cleaning, building, refurbishing, right? Organizing, decorating, things of this nature. When the moon moves to the opposition of the sun, or when you move to the full moon, these people here are more social, more interactive. They're here to learn emotional expression through interaction more than the average individual. When a person's moon moves to the fifth phase of this of the moon, the sixth phase of the moon, this is where their emotional destiny lies in dependence on interaction and effect from others, because it goes from Scorpio to Sagittarius. And these people are more explorational in their emotional expression and in their emotional experience. By the time the moon reaches the third quarter, this phase right here corresponds to Capricorn. These are the people that are actually here trying to find the meaning of the establishment of life and trying to give tangible purpose to their emotionality. When the moon moves on to its last phase, it's more Aquarian and Pisces. It's more social and more, how do you say, a person is more like a hermit or more reclusive in their emotional expression. That's running through all 8 phases right there.
Powerful. Gosh. And I
now,
know
how does it affect the life? How do we use it to read the life influences of a person? There are several predictive formulas that we use in astrology. One of them is 1 day equals 1 year. Okay. So in the course, if you follow your birth chart, starting from your birth chart,
right,
and you start moving that chart forward at the rate of 1 day equals 1 year, and follow the moon will show you the main development theme of your spiritual advancement in that year. Here's an example. The moon moves about anywhere from 11 to 15 degrees per day. So we're just going to round it off to 13 degrees for simplistic
Okay.
For the sake of simplicity. We're going to act like it moves 13 degrees every day, even though it doesn't. All right? Let's say when you were born,
Yep.
you had the moon in opposition to Saturn. Okay? Well, we know that it takes the moon 14 days to reach Saturn. I mean, to reach the other side of the zodiac. To travel 180 degrees takes approximately 14 days. And since we are using the idea that 1 day equals 1 year, at the age of 14, when the moon reaches Saturn, the moon is telling us of a Saturn event. And then let's say this is the 8th house. The 8th house is death. That there's a life and death situation or a death in the family in the 14th year can easily be derived simply from measuring how many days it took it took the moon to conjunct Saturn. But there are several other points in your chart, okay? You have Jupiter, you have Venus, you have, let's say, Mercury, okay? So however many days it took the moon to reach Jupiter after you was born represents how many years. This is about 3 years, okay? This right here would be about 4 or 5 years, okay? 4 to 5 years. Let's just say 5 years. And then this would happen 6 years later after that. So we can already begin to map using the moon what events are going to become prominent in what years of your life. That answers that question. What was the other part of that question?
The other part of that question,
you said how it affects the life,
right?
How it shows personality tendency, and what was the other part?
Gain and the insight, and that can gain from the interaction between the signs, the moon phases, and how it helps with the birth chart and its interaction.
Well, you have to understand the nature of the signs, because you tell a person, well, when you were born, the moon was in, let's say, where was your moon? Do you know where your moon was?
Scorpio.
Okay. So the moon was in Scorpio with Neptune, I'm sure, right? What year?
67.
Yeah, with Neptune. Okay. So now that's a natal promise. Okay, that's the 3rd house too, right? Okay. So the moon represents a woman in the family. Neptune represents spirituality. It also represents medication. Okay. So in order to turn a whole 360 degrees and come back to that place to activate it would take 27 to 28 years using the 27.321 rule. That's 27.3 years. So in your 27th year, there's a prominent motion, drastic motion with a woman in your family, or a family member. This is how we would use that. Then we would look, because it's in Scorpio, we would look to the planet Pluto in your chart, which I'm sure is in Virgo.
Pluto is in Virgo. Is in Virgo. Virgo in the 7th house, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got 67 down pat.
Right.
I'm gonna need help with your Mercury, your Mars, and your Venus, your moon, but I'll know where everything else is.
Mercury is Aquarius in 12th house.
Yeah, okay. Well, Rakim had Mercury in Aquarius.
My brother God, I met the God a few times.
There's a line, a lyric in one of his rhymes.
A word?
Yeah. That I know he took straight from the A to Z astrological horoscope maker and delineated. What it says is, when you read it, Llewellyn George authored it, right? He says, Mercury in Aquarius, the mind remains refined. Is the words he used.
Right.
Okay. So Rakim said, my mom remains refined like a kind of idea, self-esteem, make it sound like that nigga got that from the A to Z.
He'll read it though.
Yeah, I know he got it from the A to Z. When he watched this, call me and tell me if I'm wrong, God. You can call me if I'm right anyway. All right. So look, let me go back to the moon. So, as an astrologer, when we're talking about timing, we're converting days into abstract periods of time. Okay, we're using the actual motion of the chart abstractly, and we're applying that to real life time periods. Okay, like the one circle of the moon can equal 27 years and 3 months, and you can use that as a predictive measure, literally, just the moon. So in this case, the moon itself is not carrying much meaning. You're not putting much meaning on the moon as much as what you're putting on the moon is using it as a timer. But when you're looking at the moon in alignment without regard for its being the timer in that situation, then it has much more meaning that you can apply to it. Okay? The moon points to your mother, your relationship, and this is for men and women. This is regardless of your gender, okay? And regardless of your non-gender too, okay? This is regardless of your gender and regardless of your non-gender, okay? All right. The moon is the divine feminine. You ain't milking no bull. You ain't getting eggs from a rooster, nigga.
Nope.
So you know what I mean when I say all that genderless is not gonna work here.
It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work. The moon is the genderless human qualities that it point to are still feminine.
Exactly.
Okay, for example, the act of being protective. That is a lunar activity. Now, there is nothing that is more protective than the woman, than the female throughout all of nature. Fuck with them cubs if you want.
That's right.
You're going to see the mother before you see daddy-o.
Okay?
You got to fuck with the herd to see daddy-o.
That's right.
You fuck with them babies, you're going to see mommy. This is with spiders, insects, animals, and
everybody.
Humans. It doesn't matter, right?
Everything.
So the moon points to women for that reason. Because they are the most protective. But does that mean that the moon can't point at a man? If the man is acting in a capacity of a nurturer, or he is acting in a capacity of a protector, then he's going to be the moon in astrology is what we're going to use to designate this role, this person, to analyze this character and this process. Okay? So the moon is used for that. The moon anatomically corresponds to the saliva glands. So it helps you swallow your food. Like your mother helps to nurture you, your saliva glands help to get that food to the stomach. You see what I'm saying? And it rules the eyeballs and the tear ducts, the sweat glands. So I'll tell you the pertinence when I'm finished. It rules the esophagus. When we say it rules, it is the indicator for that. It is the chief representation for these things. Representative for these things. Okay. It is the stomach acid. The process that the stomach acid puts the food to break it down so that you can extract the nutrients so that you can easier digest it is also a Cancerian description. All right. And lunar, moon description. And by the way, I keep slipping saying Cancer and the moon because they're synonymous in my school. Okay. There's nothing you can say about the moon that you can't say about the sign of Cancer or the fourth place. Okay. And vice versa. There's nothing you can say about Cancer that you can't say about the fourth place of the moon. And it just continually goes like that. So the moon also is within your own composition, indicative of your instincts. It is indicative of your soul. And what do I mean here by the term soul? Because I mean soul as opposed to and distinctly from spirit here. All right? So spirit is that part of you that sees everything. And you don't see it. You've never seen it, Simon. I don't give a fuck who you are. You dig? If you're a human being, you've never seen it. It does all the seeing. It recognizes itself in the mirror, too. No matter how old you are. Listen, we can cover you up with makeup. Make you look just like Frankenstein. Color it green and purple and shit. As soon as we put the mirror in front of you, you know that's you with all that makeup on.
With all that makeup on.
Tell you. Okay? That part of you is the sun. The moon is that part of you that is impressed by all that it sees. If you can understand what I'm saying. Like, you receive a certain impression whenever you see anything. So the light itself is what you're looking at. You're really not looking at that thing. You're looking at the reflection of that thing. So the moon acts as the lens of the soul. Of the spirit.
See beyond, right.
So you can see beyond your own spiritual being, right. And you have other perceptions as well that the moon plugs directly into. This is why you can feel somebody looking at you across the platform at rush hour in the on the A train. You get ready to get on the A train.
You feel somebody.
You look across the platform because you feel somebody all over your fucking neck, and this person's looking dead in your face too. Okay, that is the moon. The consciousness is active, but it is through your experience with your environment that it perceives that experience, and that perception is done through the moon. Okay, if you understand that, I don't know how to break it down because I don't like using words subconscious. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, Dr. Africa hated that too. That's
man. Sub what?
Sub what? You ain't got no subways in your consciousness.
Beneath what? Beneath the fuck what, man? So you can't show me up or down, over or under. So there should be no preposition, sub. It is all consciousness at different vibratory frequencies, man. You see, your memory is as much a part of your consciousness as your intuition. However, you have easy access to your memory. Your intuition requires a lot of practice, or it comes of its own.
Right.
So it is two different frequencies. When I asked you to remember the time we had a speech at Nicholas
Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, right? You remember that, right? You might be able to recall what kind of shirt I was wearing, right? Boom. You can access that frequency, that channel of your mind.
I remember one of the questions you asked me.
That is Mercury.
Right. Okay.
That is Mercury. Okay. That mental faculty of recalling, of recollecting, of remembering, of re-envisioning, of reenacting. That is the Mercury vibrator that we tap into. That's what we use to remember, to speak, to convey thought, to consider. We use that electromagnetic force from Mercury to do that. All right? And it is in tune with our breath, which is why yogis have a breathing exercise when they're trying to mentally focus and mentally activate. There's a rate of breath for that. Okay? That's all mercurial thing. So when we talk about the moon, you're talking about your subconscious memory, like the memory you have of sucking your mother's titty. The memory you have of her absence if you didn't have no mama and it was your daddy all your life. That part of you that didn't get developed through the contact as a baby with the mother has no memory of the mother. That's the type of memory we're talking about here when we reference the moon. Is what psychologists call the subconscious memory. But what it is the most distant, most instilled foundation core memories are the moon. And this is the reason why it also points to the mother, because people who are raised without that feminine touch don't have the same degree of emotional consciousness. that other people have because they are lacking in lunar development by lack of exposure to their own mothers. Okay. Animals follow the lunar rhythm and their behavioralism without consciousness, without decision. And most humans do as well until they are made aware or until they are subject to a spiritual discipline that causes them to put focus on that behavior, on the resulting behavioralism from that influence. Am I being too complex here?
No, I'm cool. I don't know about anybody else. I'm cool.
Okay.
Now, Ra, family, those that are just tuning in.
Good. Good.
This is exactly what I'm looking for. Say it again.
Somebody in the chat said, "Yeah, I understand you perfectly, and I'm good." Because that's my whole thing. My worry, see, I understand it up here. I'm not that good at verbalizing it, but I can. I do. So, but I'm not sure I'm reaching everybody.
Right.
So I really my concern is to reach everybody. Okay? Not to appease those who already know what I'm talking about. Because this shit is, none of this is what I made up. None of that I'm saying about the moon and what it means and all of this shit is textbook. So I want it to come across as simply as textbook is supposed to come across too. I want people to get that shit. So when they leave here, they understood what we talked about, not that we talked about.
And family, hold on one second, Ra. Remember, this is the founder of Cozmophyzix. You can contact him at 516-881-6992. Call between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday. And how you do that, brother Ra? You good? You don't.
I read every day, man. See, the thing is, I'm a very emotional individual.
Right.
I'm ruled by the moon. So I sometimes I decide not to work when I'm supposed to be working. So, but if you call between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., you'll catch me. You might have to call back, but you'll catch me.
And this is his website, Cozmophyzix316.com.
361.
I'm sorry, 361.com. And don't forget his Cash App, $, the Egoist Media LLC. That's the Egoist Media LLC. His Facebook is also the Cosmocrat. And don't forget his Instagram is Cosmo361. Also, it's all pinned on the top.
Cosmo-Rat will work.
Yeah. All of it is pinned up the top of the chat. All of it is Cosmo-Rat. Yo, but no, I have another question. If anybody have any questions in the chat, because we're not going to keep him up here all day, but he can stay up here all night. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to keep him all. I'm just letting y'all know the brother has classes. He teaches classes. Let me show his website. Hold on. Let me show your website real quick, Bubba, and show everybody that this brother's website is tight also with information. So make sure if you can, let me show you his website. You can go through it. How to kill a demon, Cozmophyzix, planetary vibration of Jupiter, what the planetary powers really are, aspect explanation, Cozmophyzix. I mean, he gets it in. Marriage, Cozmophyzix, Cozmophyzix 8-place method, the origins of Cozmophyzix, Neptune, archetype in ancient comet. I mean, he gets it in on his page, man, on his channel, on his YouTube, on his, of course, his website. So you got to check out all of this on his website and make sure y'all support our brother at every aspect that this brother is doing it, because he's fire when it comes to this information. All of his information that I have, the website, the Cash App, the Facebook, the Instagram, all of it is on. And of course, the number scrolling on the bottom. We're doing it all tonight. We're doing it all. So if you have any questions in the chat, you know what it is. They tracking them down to learn. Yeah, people want to learn. Somebody.
Now, let me say something real quick before we go to the questions, because the questions ain't gonna deal with this. But this answers your third question. How does it affect the life? Okay, people. I loved the unbelievability of astrology. I love it. Okay, y'all have to understand this. You were born on a day that happened after a solar eclipse. The solar eclipse that happened right before your birth is your solar eclipse. That solar eclipse chart tells us a lot about your life, more than your birth chart does. That solar eclipse is a part of a series. The very first eclipse of that series is called the mother eclipse. That mother eclipse is like 1,200 years older than you. We can use that as your birth chart. Fuck your birthday, dog. We can use your birthday to find your mother eclipse chart and read a chart from 12 centuries ago to predict your life right here and now. Yeah, indeed. So the moon in its eclipse phases gives us indications globally every time there is an eclipse. The last eclipse we experienced that I recall a good example for was the Aries-Libra eclipse. Aries is violence and Libra is legalities, court and government, right? Nobody's gonna, right? Well, the dude shot a lawyer, killed his partner while the eclipse was budding. So the eclipse was manifesting what it means right there in our lives, setting the pace for society. Now, let's do some questions.
Now, one of the questions I want to ask my brother is Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
I believe Trump is going to win. I looked at both of their charts. Some astrologers say that they have a pretty even weigh-in.
That's what I noticed. So even weigh-in from my numbers, from numerology.
Success.
Yes.
But what I also know is this. The United States goes to war every time Uranus enters a mutable sign, which means that they need a war president. America is too patriarchal to pick a woman as a war president. We going to war. We don't want Kamala Harris in that seat because she ain't going to be the one making the decisions, if that's the case. So I believe Trump on that fact is going to win. Astrologically, he's in a Jupiter return, and in his progress chart, Venus is conjuncting Jupiter this year, which means he can't be beat. I'm willing to bet money. So whoever want to call me who's betting on Kamala, call me. We can bet.
Woo!
I'm willing to bet on Trump.
Gunshot.
And now watch this. Watch this. I don't care who gets to be president.
Me neither. Tell you
yeah, I don't. It's you want the devil or the chief demon to be the president. So you need Beelzebub or Satan. Pick between them, right? The wolf and the fox, according to Malcolm X, they both out to eat your ass. So
exactly.
Either way it goes. But you asking who gonna win? Trump gonna win.
Man.
Even if he lose, he gonna win. Electoral college. They need him as a war president.
They did it before. They did it before. They've done it before.
End of story.
They've done it before. They've done it before. That's why and somebody, let me see. Somebody else asked a question. Let me go to the chat. Let's see. If y'all have questions, put it in the chat, family. We're not gonna keep Ra up here, but Ra will be at my celebration. Now stop playing. He will be at the event. He gonna be, and I got him in a particular spot because I know people gonna bombard him. I can't keep him inside. That's my brother. I got to make sure he all right, because I seen what happened when you keep Ra Akhu doing consultations out inside an election, man, at an event. I seen what happened, and people get jealous too. So I don't want none of that. We're going to keep him right there in front where my table is at, outside right there, and we're going to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And have a good time.
Yeah, they get resentful. See, I was born with the sun in Scorpio.
And
I was born to be resented.
Woo, man.
If I don't garner some resentment and jealousy, then I ain't do the show right.
You ain't do your job. That's right. You ain't do your job. You ain't do your job. And I love, and I was telling him, I called him offline and say, I love his commercial with his kids in his hands and all. I said, this brother here is real. that's a real commercial to me. So I commend you, my brother, for that. That's definitely.
Well, I'm glad that you shared the commercial and that you gave it some exposure on this platform. But see, I want people to know something. Okay, you see me I'm a conscious black man. I'm a conscientious, conscious black man.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
you don't like the word black? I'm using it collective as the collective understands it. Okay, I'm a conscious. I'm a son of the Most High, wherever I am. Right. So, but don't take that as I'm not about business. My classes, I have a tuition. I charge.
That's
right. I'm not in this shit to be liked. Right? I'm in this shit to feed my kids. Right? Because I'm a convict. I can't get a job. So I charge you for this. Don't be surprised. There's a price attached to everything I do.
That's right.
So if y'all are in it, you think I'm in it just for the money? I'm in it just to feed my kids, and that requires money.
Feed your kids, feed yourself, your family. That's right.
And that's it, man. And that's all I really care about. So remember that when you come.
When you call them, that's right. Don't play. Now, I found, somebody said, Ra Will said, I found out there was a lunar eclipse the day I was born. Does that have any effect on my life?
Well, the eclipse that you were born under is your eclipse. That eclipse, your chart is an eclipse chart. Every 18 years, you're going to go through a major dynamic shift, okay? At the age of 18, and your 36th year, and then your 54th year, and then every 18 years that you manage to live after that. Because that eclipse shows how your spirit is down here developing through social interaction. See, shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You came down here to fulfill. You dig? Like the old man who's sitting on the bridge and sees the 18-year-old getting ready to kill himself. He grabs the 18-year-old and talks some sense into him. Little do we know that was that old man's whole purpose of being on this planet was to stop that young dude from killing himself. You see? So his purpose had shit to do with him. Had to do with that little boy. You see? And your purpose may not have anything to do with you. But
now, Ra, you said something on your live one time about your grandparent, your grandmother, your grandfather can have an indication of what their grandchildren are going to go through in the future.
Yeah. Literally.
Wow.
See, what people fail to understand is they think that this birth chart is all about them.
Right.
Your life ain't all about you. And everything that happens in your life to you involves somebody else. A lot of it, not all of it, a lot of it, most of it involves other people. So I'll just give you this example. The first house represents your most resorted to form of expression. The second house represents the most resorted to form of expression that you exude when it comes to money, when it comes to your possessions, to your family, to what you regard yours. The third house represents the attitude that you exude when you're interacting on a communicative level, when you're learning or when you're discussing something. You take a totally different facade on in your intellectual pursuit than you do in your artistic pursuits, let's say. Okay? So the third house also points to those people we call brothers, sisters, cousins, neighbors, day-to-day contacts, and whoever you adopt as your best friend. So now, this is where you don't have no control over your fucking destiny. Let's say you have the planet of death and the sign of death in the place of younger brothers, sisters, and cousins. Then you can look at a person's chart and say, oh, you've experienced the loss of a brother, sister, or cousin. They were killed or they died or they were murdered. And the answer is going to be, yeah, well, where goes your control now? How was you going to power of attraction that shit away? Huh? How you going to power of attraction that shit out your chart? Let's say that same sign and planet is in the place of your mother. When it's time for her to go to the hospital and die, make sure she don't. Power of attraction. Make sure your mother don't die with Pluto in the fourth place. Stupid, you ain't gonna. So when you look at stuff like that, pardon me for calling them stupid.
It's all right.
What I mean is, you didn't really think that through.
To me, when you come on, you remind me of when I used to have Paul Mooney in New York.
Look, I don't really mean stupid. What I mean is you didn't really think that shit through before you formulated a conclusion and started insisting on that shit. Okay? That's what I mean by stupid. You're not thinking things through, and you're formulating a conclusion based on an incomplete observation. All right? So the power of attraction is based on what you were already born with.
Right. So somebody just asked, and I don't know, you might get on. Who or what exists on the dark side of the moon?
I promise you that the other side of the moon exists on the other side of the moon. All right? And anything else that might exist there, I have absolutely no knowledge of.
No knowledge. Don't even care
about it.
No
place to discuss it in the slightest because I don't know.
Now, Rob, let's go there before I get you off. Now, you know, you got your flat Earth, you got your round Earth, you got your square Earth, you got flat plane. Now, beyond this is a flat plane. What say you from an astrological perspective?
I'm a glober.
You're global. Okay, great. Okay.
And I'm not a glober simply because that's what I was educated to.
Right.
On August the 10th of 1999, at 12 o'clock midnight, I stood on a beach in Ocho Rio, Jamaica.
Jamaica.
And I watched Orion rise, and we stayed out there on the beach until he got into the 10th house, until he crossed the 11th cusp. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched him. 24 hours later, I was getting off the plane in Maryland, looking at the same constellation, looking at Sirius, the dog star. And it was much lower in the sky than it was when I was in Jamaica. In other words, in Jamaica, I had to look higher in the sky to see it. So that convinced me of the convex surface, of the convexity of the Earth's surface. A lot of these other people, you're using a yardstick to measure a horizon that's 3 or 4 miles away. I want you to tell me my exact height with that yardstick 3 or 4 miles away. There goes the effectiveness of your experiment. Number 2, if you're a flat earther, I have no problem with it because you can flatten anything and give mathematical coordinates on a 2-dimensional level. You can do that. So I'm not going to argue about the fact that the Earth is flat.
Right.
I don't care if that's what you want to believe. Fine. Okay. This is one thing I need to understand, though. Okay. If the Earth is flat, right, how come we can't see all across it? Because of the vanishing point? It's not the vanishing point. We can see the moon. We can see the moon rise. Everybody on Earth should see the moon rise simultaneously if the Earth is flat. The same thing with the sun.
Next question.
Oh, no. One more comment. If you're going to discuss it with me, you better know 2 things before we can have a respectful conversation.
Go ahead.
You don't know the area for the formula for the area of a sphere and the formula for the area of a circle. If you don't know those 2 things, you have nothing to stand on either way talking about the Earth's dimensionality.
Bang, 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 bang. Family, I've got 2 more questions. I'll do 2 more questions for Ra. If one is born with Mars in Cancer, how does the 2024 Mars in Cancer transit affects me? That's from 9/4 to 11.
Well, how old are you?
Free natural Patty. How old are you?
She's in her 43rd, 42nd year. Then this is her complete Mars cycle. And this is where her vitality starts to move, but her wisdom starts truly to increase. Her intuition and her inner vision start to peak at this point.
She's 64.
Okay, well then, so she's halfway through her 2nd Mars cycle. So she's at the point now where she needs really to physically bolster her stamina and engage in activity that builds her energy. Okay, Mars deals with internal energy and drive. Okay, the execution of intent is what Mars is. And the older we get, the less able we are to do that. You know, you're not able to do it at the age of 60, which you could do at the age of 25. You dig what I'm saying? I'm almost 59. I can't do what I used to do when I was 25. I was flipping all the way down the street. Okay, I can't do that shit now. You understand me? I'm gonna hurt something if I can still do it.
Yeah, I can still do it.
But I'm gonna hurt something if I do it. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's the same way. Mars measures that aspect. So she's in what she's in is she's halfway through her second Mars super cycle. She should be working on bolstering her memory, things that we like to keep sharp. All the way across the board. She should be working on retaining these things.
Okay, next question real quick is, Ra Akhu, the sun is in my rising Sagittarius and my moon is in Leo. How can I balance all this fire?
Well, you do. Number one, you're an explorer. You travel every chance you get. You explore every opportunity of the day. Okay? That's your nature. They're going to naturally balance each other because they're in a trine. Your mom was restrictive as to where you could go when you was a kid. You should use the same, you should use those experiences towards the composition of your emotional expression. Sagittarius got jokes. They have very little motherfucking respect for cowards and stupid idiots, okay? And see, you're an idiot if you don't know, and you're a stupid idiot if you ain't trying to do anything about it. And they have very little patience for stupid idiots. All right. they can't stand them. All right.
This is the last question. Why is Sirius called the dog star?
Well, as far back as we can go, the constellation of Orion was a mighty hunter. And the next constellation from him, following him always, is the dog star Sirius. And because it was first used in South America, for all those Africans that are going to be mad at me for that statement, all right? Sirius religion, using the dog following the hunter into the underworld, is a South American theme that found its way over into Africa with corn and rubber. So that's why it's called the dog star, because it constantly followed the hunter. And they were using dogs for hunting, and the people who formed that mythos cast that life experience into the symbolism of the sky. Thus it's the dog. Anubis, Upawat, Watchet, Shalodal, any of them.
Yo, let me just give you a round of applause. Baba. The great Ra Akhu. Remember, go to his website, Cozmophyzix361.com. His Cash App, that's $ the Egoist Media LLC. The Egoist Media. The
289, yeah.
The Media LLC. His Facebook is, of course, the Cosmorat or Cosmocrat. Whatever you want to say.
Cosmocrat. If you call me the Cosmo Rat, I ain't going to be mad at you. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
And don't forget his Instagram is Cosmo361. Remember, also, please go to and call him between 1 and 7. He'll do what he got to do between 1 and 7, 516-881-6992. That's 516-881-6992. And don't forget, he will be at my celebration, man. Being Ra Akhu himself.
You wanted to meet me. You wanted to see me in person. Come on out, man. Whether you like me or not.
Look, you're going to have a good...
Come and tell me how much you hate me? Come on, man. Come on. You want to tell me how much you love me? Come on, man. I'm going to show you whatever you show me, but come.
Just come. Like I said, I love this commercial, but play it again before he leaves. I got to play this commercial. Here you go.
Cool. I'm here to introduce you to the indications of your birth chart and why knowing it is crucial to your destiny. Astrology ain't no joke. It's the science of the knowledge itself. We use it to tap into our power, our potential, and to find our proper orientation. Do full natal chart analysis, predictive astrology, astrocartography, synastry, relationship readings. And if you're interested in mastering it, I teach a class.
No, they say every single thing was right on time. Dang, how is he? This is math. How is he on time like this?
From the moment I saw Ra Akhu's demonstration of celestial sciences, the way he broke things down, the way he conveyed celestial cosmic law and made it digestible is unmatched. And it's a form of astrology. It's a practice and a demonstration of astrology I've never seen before. So anybody who works with Ra Akhu in any capacity will be strengthened and will be enlightened, will be empowered.
Oh, that man Ra Akhu just doesn't miss. Guys, like brethren, you want to save yourself some time with these women. Yeah, get your reading with Ra. I said, yeah, you got here and here, and she's got here and here. She won't be here for long, and she wasn't.
I'm expanding my services to make myself more accessible to everyone. There's a lot of people who reach out, they're not able to meet my prices. So I'm adjusting my service platform to accommodate the masses. Why wait? Call for a sample, visit my website, or book now.
You hear what the man say? Ra, you are the best, my brother. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, King Simon.
Showing me love us all the time. And
I appreciate you, Lord.
I appreciate you, God, man. You know how we do, man. And I can't wait to have you. And matter of fact, let me play the commercial you did for me. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me play that commercial. Stop playing. Let me get it. Stop playing, son. Big up to the Stop Playing crew. Big up to the Abundance Child and the whole Stop Playing crew. We're going to play this commercial too. Check this out.
On October 13th, 2024, I'll be in Stonecrest, Georgia at New Black Wall Street for King Simon's 29th anniversary celebration, memorializing Dick Gregory. I'll be doing readings. There'll be food, speakers, and vendors. You want to see me in person? Come on out. Any information you're going to need to be below. On October 13th, 2024.
My brother, thank you very much. You're the only one that did that for me, man. And you're inspiring other people because they're calling me and texting me. So I said,
well, you know, I was born with the sun conjunct Neptune.
Hey,
I'm going to be that. I'm going to be an inspiration if I don't do nothing else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And man, Rob, I'm celebrating 30 years next year, man. I definitely want you
man, I congratulate you.
Yeah,
not on the 30 years, on sticking through the 30 years.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes,
because I know there was moments when you was like, man, I'm sick of this.
Man, brother, I could have worked a regular job.
Look, man, I'm glad I didn't. I'm good, but I go through the emotions the same. I be like, man, I don't feel like it today, man.
I definitely would.
This is the science of not only showing people how to recognize their own selves.
Yes.
It is also the science of coaxing those people who have trouble recognizing themselves, man. That's the hardest part.
Yes.
You dig? Some people don't want to see themselves, all right? And that's where it becomes difficult. And those are the days that I'm like, man, I don't feel like it today. I do not feel like dealing with this denial.
We got to talk after, because the 30 year celebration in New York is going to be 2 days, and I want certain people to do workshops. I want you and Abundance Child definitely to do a workshop on your own one of the days. So I want to make sure we talk into how we can compensate and help out as much. But I'm going to have 2 days ceremony for that one in New York City, man. So I'm looking for a nice venue with hotel next door and all that kind of stuff. So that's 30 years, bro. So I got to do it big.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. 30 years is a major mark astrologically. It's a semi-quincunx, man.
Yeah, man.
So it's a milestone. It's a milestone. That you know what they really say. At the age of 30, you're forced to realize that your journey is just beginning, motherfucker. Took you 30 years to realize that your shit is just starting.
Just starting, man.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right, brother.
That's right.
Thank you, man. Love to you and your family, and thank you very much, man, for coming up. Peace to you, man. Thank you very much.
It's an honor being here, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. That's our brother Ra Akhu, man. He did a wonderful job, man. Let's give him a well-deserved round of applause. These are real deal people, and he's full of energy, man. Full of energy. You know, you've seen him on multiple platforms. You've definitely seen him on Black Magic. Big up to Black Magic all the time. And big up to everybody that has showed him love in any capacity. You know, like Ra got his ways, but I love his way. I laugh at that stuff because I see my uncles and my aunties like him. You know, those are the ones, and they Jamaican too. So you know, when they cuss my word, I say, "How kind of blood clot?" They say, "Yo," that's my That's my family. That's how, and they act just like that energy. They have that energy. So I grew up with that type of energy since I was young. So I mean, I admire the brother. And like I said, his Cozmophyzix, like Brother Panic's teachers and his Cozmophyzix made my numerovation better. It made me want to go study and get. If you see all the books I have, and then go to my archives and my storage, all the books I look up, and I'm really about this life, and I study other mathematicians and I study all of this other stuff just to apply all that I do into what I do. So I want to thank Brother Ra Akhu once again for allowing me to have him on my show, and I thank his family for even allowing him to, even because I know children are there, wife is there, and sometimes that takes you away from family time, and I know how important family is to that brother. So enough respect to his whole family for allowing me in there, man. So to bring him down and bring him out, man. So can't wait to have him at my place, man. It's gonna be a fun time. Family, don't forget, support Brother Ra Akhu. Support him. Call him between 1 and 7 p.m. Abundance Child was on earlier. Make sure y'all go to her. Make sure y'all go to her Instagram until her new spot is open. Support Drop Squad Kitchen. Support Abundance Child. Support their whole family. That is a family business, man. And when I say family, I mean family, husband, daughters, mommy, cousins, friends. It's a family business. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Believe that when I say that. All right. So on that note, family, I want to thank you all for participating and being a part of this other history-making broadcast. Thanks for like 200 people that was up here with me. It's not the most I ever had, but that's a good number. Like I said, King Simon only allows quality people. I care about the amount of people that are subscribing, but I really look for the quality people that have something to say and have and doing it. Hopefully, I want to get Abundance Child on here because she got a lot going on herself. And remember, every Wednesday, myself and Healing Vibes come on. Next Wednesday, I might not be on. I might go down to the vegan social with Official Gray, and I might broadcast from there real quick, like Brother Rich did on his channel. But don't forget, on the 25th, if I don't be here on the 18th, on the 25th, we have Dr. Shakira Moore coming in live and direct, the iridologist. She's going to drop it like it's hot too. And don't forget, if you want to learn how to make candles, I read to you this morning that candle making, let me say that again, candle making is a $13.88 billion industry. Selling candles is a $13.88 billion industry since 2023. Go learn how to make your own damn candles and stop playing. Start your own business, your own way. Do it your way. But this sister's teaching classes. She's advertising with me. Her name is Sister High Heels, a.k.a. Golda X. Make sure you go and learn. Text her right now or give her a call. Leave a message. Don't just text her. If she has a message on, leave a message and she'll get right back to you between 24 hours and 72 hours, okay? So make sure show her some respect. And remember, swipe this QR code if you want to hang out with me. Tribute to Dr. Baba Dick Gregory with Baba Ashra Kwesi closing out the whole day. We got Dr. B Sirius is going to be showing some love that day. Brother Rich is going to be there to show some love. Red Pill and Blue Pill will be there to show some love. Tassili Ma'at will be there to show some love. She's actually doing the libation. And Lorenzo Sanford, the guy from Fele Kute Band, is going to be there. He's not only an astrologer, but he's also a musician. He's going to show some musical love. And we have Sister High Heels, a.k.a. Sister Golda X, that's going to be dropping. I'm going to be playing some videos in between a lot of that stuff of Dick Gregory. And then Ashra Kwesi comes on around 3:30. Him and his wife is going to drop it like it's hot all the way till 7:30. All right, because we got the place until 8 o'clock. All right, and don't forget, I'll be in Brooklyn. If you're in the tri-state area, come on out to my 29th celebration and promotion and production, the second leg in Brooklyn at Nicholas Brooklyn at 1396 Fulton Street. Sister Amira, the cartologist, the cartomancy teacher and specialist will be there, the yoga teacher and specialist, and Sister Tamika Royale from Healing Hoods Corp will be there live and again. Also, Lloyd is going to make a special guest appearance. Dr. Angela says she's passing through. Sister Cafunia said they passing through. Abundance Child might come through if she can make it. I know that is. And don't forget the martial arts thing happening on November the 9th. That's going to be big. November the 9th. Go support them. It's going to be big. I might be in town for that. And don't forget CarrieAnnIngram.com, CarrieAnnIngram.com, CarrieAnnIngram.com. Big up to LevinUniversity.com. This sister Nina Diamond is going to be at my event, also vending at my event. So text right now, text her number for cardology, astrology, numerology, her books, her classes, 470-775-6434. That's 470-775-6434. And do remember, we also got, if you're looking for a job, family, if you're looking to work from home, you tired of going out there and working for somebody else, or you just want part-time extra money, they're interviewing right now. Text hire me to the number right there on your screen, 770-861-9906. That's 770-861-9906. Tell them King Simon sent you. And if you want to save money on your car insurance, young people and old people especially, because they try to take a lot of money from y'all, man. So please, 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 if you want to save money on car insurance, call this number, 877-855-8111. That's 877-855-8111. The rep number is FTT2E. That's FTT2E, Monday through Friday till 11 p.m. from 8 to 11, and then Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can't call them now, but you can call them tomorrow early in the morning around 8 o'clock. All right. Lloyd Strayhorn, always I salute my brother Lloyd. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. And this is the cartomancy expert that's going to be speaking at my event on the 27th of October, 518-796-7638. That means she could take your playing cards and break it down to you real quick without anything else. You got your own playing cards, give her your playing cards, and she'll break you down with your own playing cards and drop some knowledge about you. That's how cartomancy works. You know what I'm saying? And big up to my son with his recording studio with Brother Jeff. Green Studio NYC. That's Green Studio NYC. Or get him a call at 929-456-3009. That's 929-456-3009. And remember, if you want to book a session with me, I have 3 different sessions, 10-minute, 15 minutes, and 30-minute sessions. So if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth, and I will send you the details and whatever you want to fall under, whatever category you want to. I got a tune-up. I got a 15-minute, I got a 10-minute tune-up, a 15-minute tune-up, and also a 30-minute conversation with me. The 30-minute one, you talk to me directly. The 10 and 15 minutes, you don't talk to me. You get a pre-recorded, but you're allowed 3 to 4 questions to be answered within the pre-recording, all right? And the 15-minute one, you get your first name broken down, and I break it down, all the numbers connected to each letter in your first name. All right, go to Udemy and get my course. That's Numerovation, udemy.com, and put in Numerovation. You'll find it. And don't forget, get all my products through Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And if you want my hardcover collection edition, all you have to do is buy it, $88, put it in the PayPal that you want Billy Carson's free. You get a free book. You buy my hardcover, you get a free book of Billy Carson, whether it's Woke Doesn't Mean Broke, Epic of Humanity, a Fractal Universe, or you can get the compendium of the Emerald Tablets. If you buy my book, you get a free Billy Carson book. All right, you choose which one you want. I got 4 of his publications with me right here. I got a box of them. And if you don't get them, hey, it's all right. Guess what? I'll be bringing it to the event right there, October 13th anyway. Simple as that. That's what I'm doing. That's how we're keeping it moving. All right, family. Remember what Dr. B says, baby. Remember what my brother Dr. B says. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And remember what Dr. Blair used to say. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you, Dr. Blair. Thank you, Dr. B. Thank you, all of you that came in and tuned in and locked in and hung out with me all this time. Thank you, 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 thank you. Remember, I love you because I love me. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from you. Y'all are the Barney freaks. Y'all know, back in the day, my children used to watch Barney like crazy. I thought they was going to turn out to be like Barney the way they was. But family, have a great day, afternoon, evening. Be safe, be great, and I'll talk to you mañana. Peace and love. Take care. Hey family, on Sunday, October 13th, I am celebrating 29 years in promotion and production at the New Black Wall Street Mall with tribute to Dick Gregory. That's right, celebrating 29 years, so text that number to get more information. Remember, Baba Ashra Kwesi and Mirra Kwesi will be closing out the evening with a salute by Dr. B. Sirius, Brother Rich, Red Pill and Blue Pill, Lorenzo Sanford, Sister Golda X, Sister Tassili Ma'at, and so much more. Make sure you go to linktree/King Simon the Numerator or scan the QR code. Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at linktree/King Simon the Numerator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerator. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.